change the world for the better. We all have that opportunity. No matter, lots of adults say to me, but my life is, what's that word, I find it hard, insignificant. You know, I have done nothing. But your life is very, very precious, and the most important gift God has given you is to live life. And everything you do within your life is accountable. But everything as well is that you're changing everyone else's life every time you do good, every time you reach out and help someone, even if it is just a smile. I always have to smile at the angels, you know. Even here they're saying to me, and I'm looking down at you all and I'm saying, yes, I agree with them. Enough of you haven't got a smile on your face, but as I started to say this, a few more of you started to smile, and yet the angels are smiling.
Thank you. There, I have to just make a quick announcement. The musician, a wonderful fellow who is playing the harp and the pipes, he is blocked in by a white Ford Escape. Is that you? The license plate GWT? He's got a place in St. Patrick gigs. Can you go out and move the car? Good man, good man.
I know your guardian angel is going with you.
Yes, he will. Well, here's another question that was given to me. If something happens in one's life that seems beyond their control but happens to be good, is it possible that that's a guardian angel kind of working with them to make it happen?
Yes, and that's a lovely question to ask, you know, because the guardian angels work very, very hard, and even the unemployed angels, and God works very hard to give us the messages to guide us to do right and to do good, and for something good to happen. And if you respond to it, there's millions of good things happening in the world. The only thing is that we all seem to only notice the bad or the negative things. So it's like, you know, start to notice all of the good things, start to allow more of that light, you know, into the world, and notice all of those good things. Your guardian angel is always telling you what to do, giving you that guidance. So if you get guidance in any way, just say, you know, when you go out of here and you're being told to go right instead of left, and you know your car is left, well, go right. You know, go for that walk, and don't say to yourself, well, what's in it for me? What's the point in going right? But there's a great point, because your guardian angel is teaching you to respond. You know, that when something comes along that is really important in your life, as what you just said there, you just do it, and you just say how great you are. And the angels love that. God loves that. Angels don't want to take any praise for themselves in any way, not even your guardian angel. And the only one you pray to is God. You don't pray to your guardian angel. Or you can go out to your guardian angel and say, I need a helping hand here. You know, or can you send other angels to give me a helping hand? You know, in that way.
Wonderful. You used the phrase a couple of times, unemployed angels. I think we need to do something about unemployed angels and put them to work and ask them for their help. You also write in your book that angels can play Cupid, I think is the word you use, that they can help us learn how to love one another, and whether the relationships are heterosexual or homosexual, but loving relationships are something the angels help us with, and also when we part, they help to ease the pain. Can you talk about how angels are present in our relationships with others whom we love?
You have to remember all of this is normal and natural for me, you know, and just as you spoke there, I said, angels, remind me of something that happened recently, and they did straight away, so I do have to smile. I call these particular angels, and since I was a child I was seeing them, you know, and you have to remember I see angels as physically as I see yourself sitting there. And you see each other physically as well. Just turn and look at each other and you know each other is real. But I can assure you your guardian angel is just as physical, and so are the unemployed angels that are here in this room. But those angels are very beautiful, as Jean would say to me. You say every angel is very beautiful, but they are all very beautiful. And I call them the romantic angels, because in one sense they all look alike, but they carry this golden thread, and sometimes it can be, I have to keep this in front, sometimes it can be, you know, just here on their shoulder, or it could be here, it could be anywhere, or sometimes even in their hand, you know. And I see them even with teenagers wrap this golden thread around a boy and a girl, just teaching them about romantic love, not meaning they're to get married now or anything like that, but just teaching them, because romantic love is something that is very precious to us all. We all want someone to love. And I just see them do it with, say, 2 boys, as you said, or 2 girls. And I suppose to tell you, the other day when walking down the street, and just seeing this couple, what ages, they would have been in their 60s or maybe older, and just seeing that golden thread wrapped around their hands as they walked along. And as well as that, you know, seeing your guardian angel, but seeing unemployed angels as well helping the man, because he had a health problem. But the love that was between both of them was all the strength that couple needed. And again, even when romantic love breaks, or a marriage breaks, you know, I always feel very sad when something like that happens, but it does happen. And just to watch the same angels do everything possible to help the couple not to be angry with each other, not to hate each other, not to cause the huge problems you hear about nowadays. You know, if you have to part, you should try and part with love and not hate.
Thank you, that's really wonderful. You talk a lot about prayers as well. One of my favorite authors is Willa Cather, and in one of her novels she says, "The prayers of all good people are good." Can you talk, and you say that the prayers of all religions are equally powerful, and I think that's probably true, but can you talk a little bit about the power of prayer and how that works?
Here I'm saying to the angels and to God, where do I start? Because the power of prayer is really, really powerful. I use the expression, it can move mountains. It can bring peace to this whole world. But in a sense, none of us pray enough. And one thing I have been told to tell people is to pray. It doesn't matter what religion, or even if you're walking down the road, utter a prayer, whether it's one word, but mean what you say. Even if it's just one word like a cry for help. It is so important. And I know there is so much, you know, wars going on, so much even hate in families. You know, they're separated, you know, they're not talking to each other. And again, prayer is extremely powerful there, and to open the doors. You know, and I know one of the futures God has shown me is where all religions come together under the one umbrella and pray together. And each religion pray. Just imagine this room here. You know, Muslims, Jews, Catholics, Protestants, whatever other religions there is, and you're all praying together in your own way and mingled and not afraid of each other. You've lost the fear of the way someone else prays. You know, and nobody trying to convert someone else to their beliefs. It's like we go past that. And in that future, when we get to that stage, and I believe it is starting, there is no wars, because from that comes peace. And and we could sure do with that in some countries at the moment where there is war, where there is fighting.
Thank you, the power of prayer. You say that, well, in my experience, there are some places that just feel well prayed in. The prayers have been offered over many years. And you write that places of prayer never stop being places where the angels pray. Is that what makes places holy, that the angels are at prayer?
Yes. Any church I walk into, or any place where people have gathered to pray, you know, on and off all of the time, like we're all sitting here, but there is actually angels in here just praying as well, separate from the other angels that are here and separate from your guardian angel. Angels of prayer are, how can I describe at times? Sometimes it's very hard to describe, but when any of you, and I know on occasions here already, the odd one of you have uttered a word of prayer. And the only way I can describe it is like you can imagine the most incredible waterfall that, you know, mankind has never seen, you know, coming down, because we always imagine waterfalls coming down. But put it into your mind, that powerful force, you know how powerful water is, but it's going up, and it's all angels, and the angels of prayer. They are constantly, it's like before even the syllable comes from your mouth, they're already there, it's already happening. It's like as if, you know, before the thought of your prayer comes into your head, they're already there. So no one ever prays alone, and it doesn't matter what religion you are. Or even if you say you have no religion, no faith, you believe in nothing, but I do smile, you have a guardian angel and you have a soul. And to me, you know, that is incredible, that every single human being has a soul. That is that speck of light of God. You know, and that's another reason why your guardian angel is the gatekeeper of your soul, and why your guardian angel loves you unconditionally. You know, try and allow yourself to love yourself as your guardian angel does. Because I know all of us here see each other imperfect. I know I'm imperfect as such, you know, and we all are, but yet we are all perfect and unique. I wouldn't like us all to be the same whatsoever. But yet, the one thing inside of us that fills us, that speck, and I only call it a speck because it's literally only a speck, but yet it fills the whole, every particle of your body, every piece of you. We all have that in common. Whether you're good or bad, God has given you that speck of light that is your soul, and has given you, whether you're good or bad, a guardian angel. And to me that is incredible. So we all have that choice, we all have that free will to be as good as possible and to reach out and help others. You know, to reach out and help your children, to reach out and help your grandmother, your grandfather, to reach out and, you know, help your family in whatever ways you can. And it could be by just telling them you love them. It can be the first step. You know, that there is nothing to forgive, that any wrong that you may feel was done to yourself. It doesn't matter, because when you die and go to heaven, none of that matters. You know, you certainly know that God is real, and your guardian angel is real, and you are part of God because of your soul. And you love your family. And any wrongs, you know, a soul loves you. You may say your uncle or somebody has died and, oh, they hated me or I hated them. They no longer hate you. They love you. It's such compassion. It's undescribable. I better not say anymore.
I love what you said about nobody prays alone. That's very powerful. The other thing I want to follow up on, since today is St. Patrick's Day and it's all about Celtic spirituality. I've never been to Ireland. I hope to rectify that one day. but I've been to Wales and I've been to those holy places that have been prayed in from, oh golly, even before missionaries brought Christianity. Can you talk a little bit about Celtic spirituality on this St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I suppose the first thing to say to everyone, I don't know how many of you are Irish or have a drop of Irish blood in you, but I know if you have, literally a drop of Irish blood inside of you, you do have that spiritual Celtic spirituality within you, and it is very deep and connected to the earth as such, and it is a brilliant light. And I know when Patrick, at that time, wasn't even a saint then, came to Ireland, and God allowed, God to be mixed in with that spirituality to make it stronger within everyone. And just seeing what God has done in sending, so many Irish to America. And I know I could tell you something else as well. Here I'm saying, should I go into that as well? But to me, that is incredible. And just on Patrick's Day and the days, the weeks going up to it, just seeing angels that come for this particular time, that God sends particular angels, and then they leave. And it has to do with that connection of Celtic spirituality and the spirituality of God. It's like the Celtic, God's spirituality makes that spirituality to the soul stronger. And to me that is incredible as well.